Archons out there, and right now we're at 2-1 weapons for the Protoss. Hopefully now the Protoss is starting to get ahead in upgrades, which is something you never want to have happen with a Protoss. We do see that weapons and armor level 2 are coming up, as well as Terran ships level 1. That's going to make those Vikings roast away those Colossus even faster. And I don't know how I feel about this, because basically when you have a longer game like this, more macro-oriented game, looks like we see a couple Vikings just scouting around. They wanted to do some harassment at this expo, but just kind of got warded away. But what you want to do is make that first volley, which you're guaranteed to do in any battle. You want to make that first volley do as much damage as possible to whatever army you're up against. Now granted, if you have armor, you're able to last just that little bit longer, but it really depends. On the Zealots, it's obviously having more armor is great because they have so much just shields and HP. See those High Templar getting roasted away, and those would have been a lot better sent. Here we go. No Colossus, so Vikings are getting landed. They have nowhere to land though, and it looks like random might have picking up those Marines. And big storm going down on the huge bio ball. Now this army is split up. One Marauder over here. And how you can always tell if you're winning is if you have your arc and then he has his ball or arc. If your arc starts to extend over his, that's how you know you're winning. Everything else just getting roasted away. We see Terran ships level 2 coming up, as well as personal cloaking. A couple more ghosts getting into the fray. 3 more Vikings on the way. Now the great thing is Thorzain has easily been able to get up all of these expos. So Protoss is still getting a lot of Chrono Boost on everything. Granted, it's not that big of a deal later game, but if you think about it, you could be Chrono Boosting out another Colossus, another upgrade on either of these forges. Twilight Council, who cares? A couple photon cannons just for, and I like the placement of these photon cannons. Basically, if you want to get to all my important stuff, you got to get through these. And at the very least, these 3 photon cannons are going to delay you until I can get back there. And then, once you're in my base, you have 2 choices. 1, you run, in which case, well, I only killed 3 cannons, or 2, you commit to it and snipe off the Templar Archives, or maybe the robotics facility. If you're really lucky, you can get the Robo Bay. But the more important thing is, that big drop just got roasted by all this army, which is back in the base now. And granted, it's really easy to kind of have this bird's eye view of, oh, he should be doing this, and oh, he should be doing that. But it's one of those things you kind of gotta get used to thinking about when you're in the game, or just playing a lot of games. Just like casting a lot of games, I'm learning just like you guys. Command center, or Orbital Command, has been forced to lift off. All Zealots started harassing it. It's going to easily be able to go back though, as that army is retreating. Now if you just go down this big line right here, you can see that that Shakuris Plateau is pretty much cut in between. You have this base as well as this base. Now the problem though is that, okay, I'm rallied here, I'm rallied here. I can get to, Protoss is saying, I can get to my base faster than you can get to yours. Couple exchanges going out. That's really what you want to do when you have those ghosts, is you can't just let them stay in your army. You got to pick off stuff. Now ghosts did get a little bit nerfed in that last patch with their snipe damage. They can still snipe Psionic, which is High Templar and Archons. And we see Nitro Packs being researched, which, you know, 29-minute Reaper play, totally normal. Why wouldn't it be? But this is MouzThorzain. I'm sure he has a reason for it. See what those Reapers do get, and don't forget those Reapers when they come out, if they're coming out. Who knows? He could just be annoyed by. I hate when that little thing is there. You got all 4 of them except for Nitro Packs. So he might just be annoyed. See, Maxed Army versus Maxed Army. And are there any... Okay, there are no Reapers out on the field, so this could be maybe a harassment thing. Which is kind of good, because on a map like this where you have all of these ledges, instead of taking your big army and splitting part of it up, you can have, alright, I'm going to have 6 or 7 Reapers just pop into your base. And then they can just as easily pop out because they have that movement speed. Kind of like Blink Stalkers. And he's just kind of hanging out, and the really great thing is just hang out with a couple, or poke in with a couple of Marauders, do some damage, but don't overcommit, because this is where you're really best. The Protoss army either has to bring all of it, which isn't gonna, imagine you have this Protoss army. They can either go into this little choke or run around here, which granted they aren't able to get a bigger concave. So that's kind of a risk-reward thing. Now the other problem is that if a couple High Templar were to get in here, Psystorm this whole thing, which doesn't matter anymore because, as I said, that Ghost sniped off. Looks like poor observers. And Huck is just getting eaten alive. Those Zealots can't get into the charge. Here's some Reapers coming in. These are 3/3 upgraded Reapers. Look at that. Have you ever seen 3/3 upgraded Reapers? I haven't. I'm gonna poke in. I'm actually just gonna follow these. Screw this mini-map. I'm gonna follow these little Reapers coming in. And what are they gonna do? They're gonna run into this huge photon cannons, and without any Mativac support or stem, they're not able to take it out. So they're gonna just hang out. I'd love for them to take out this robotics facility. Protoss plating. A little bit of micro going on with those Zealots. Unfortunately, well, looks like they are gonna get picked off by those Zealots. Just throwing those Reapers away, and we see just more. LiquidHuk is just throwing these Zealots away into this army. It is kind of clumped up. Couple volleys going off on the Colossus, and this is always really in the really late game, because now you have fully upgraded, so it's no longer, the edges get harder to realize, because before it's like, oh, I have better upgrades, oh, I have more stuff. Well, we have the same amount of stuff, we have the same amount of upgrades, so now it comes down to micro and who can get the best out of what. See a lot of EMPs going off, and all of those Colossus are dead, as well as the High Templar. The High Templar got some huge side storms off. Looks like that Archon's going to go down. Now it starts to get bad. See a Nexus trying to go. Probe's doing some long distance mining. Stemming going right in. Will he get the Colossus? Oh, come on. You have. Oh, and both of them go down. Nexus gets picked off. Looks like that Nexus. So now LiquidHuk's in trouble. He's running out of minerals. He's completely out on his natural, completely out on his main, completely out on his fourth. This is his only base. Compared to Thorzain's, he's got full mules on here. He's got 1, 2, still got a lot of gas geysers, so he's easily able to replenish this army. Huck, on the other hand, is replenishing it with just Zealots. Granted, these are fully upgraded 3/3 Zealots, but Zealots nonetheless. They don't do splash damage. Looks like a bunch of Archons coming in. The Archons do though. We'll see how it goes. Looks like a big engagement. And here's that bad choke right there. I was telling you about. All the Colossus go down. Looks like the Archons are gonna go. Are they able to do enough damage? Unfortunately, this big Bio Ball just wins. Now it's gonna be a pick off the expansion again. Take off those assimilars. It's always kind of just defeating. Where it's like, come on, I lost my base. Just leave my assimilators there. Those Reapers. Oh, did I miss those Reapers? Hold on. Back up a little bit. I might have missed something at. What's going on over here? Alright, so we have this army, big army going on. Now, while this is here, okay. So he's rallying over here because he realizes that this army should be fine for now. Now where did those come from? I wonder, because all these probes that now have to long distance mine. This base is in a lot of trouble. And oh, more Reaper play. So these Reapers just hang out over here. No army, no nothing. Checking to see if there's an expansion, and oh hey, new expansion. And they're just gonna pick them off as they come in, just a conveyor belt. Oh, that's so bad. Zealots come in to clean it up, but God, how many units were lost there? 24 workers killed. That is just insane. Big engagement over here. Vikings forced to land to clean up those zealots. They gotta get up though. They gotta do some damage to those Colossus. This army just melting away, and Thorzain is forced to pull back. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't change that LiquidHuk still only has this base and some long distance mining in this base. So he has 1.5 to Thorzain's. Let's see, he has this one fully operational. He's got these. How many units does he have? Oh. He's still got 64 SCVs. So he's got more than enough mules, one mule on each patch. And he's got all of these barracks. Look at it. He's got 18 barracks. That is insane. Oh, sorry. 16 barracks and 2 starports. So he's able to produce stuff 16 at a time compared to... How many gateways does he have? 12 gateways. So again, it's that macro lead. We see the Reapers coming in, cleaning out those. We see a couple more gateways, and they're gonna clean up this, but it really doesn't matter because not that much is nothing's going on here. Yeah, he's missing out on the gas. There's only 300 in between these 2 assimilators, but it did force that army to come back there and deal with these Reapers. I wish he would get in this, move his army up into position. LiquidHuk is really behind in the food count, 197 to 140. He's not able to get up this base. Terran is banking on everything. 3.5k minerals, about 3k gas, and LiquidHuk just wishes he could get more money. I would love to see him get this base, but unfortunately it's just way too far out in the open. Big engagement in the middle, and there's the GG. So this was a really great engagement. Unfortunately, when those two, alright, he did have this base up, but once he lost this and he lost this base right over here, that was pretty much GG. When you get into the late game like this, it's really more about managing expansions. You gotta see, okay, where's my opponent's army? Where's his expansions? His army's over here. Cool. I'm going to take out his expansion out over here. or at least poke in there and see what I can take out. So that was a great game. I'll check you guys back for game 3.